toe. Hot topic, dropping knowledge straight from Chicago. And it's our point of view, so tell me what you gon' do. Drop a line, don't be lying, trying to get with the crew. Cause we be talking them facts, exposing them fiction. Man, it's so real that we be causing some friction. Probably something you missing, ain't no need to be dissing. Just relax here and listen, because we spittin' and sippin'. The Stezo Radio Show, 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 the Stezo Radio
Show. Welcome back to another episode of Stezo Radio. Whew, man, I feel great. It's been a long time coming. Took a hiatus. I wasn't feeling my bestest, and I went out of town. But besides that, we are back. And tonight, I have a reoccurring guest on the show. The last time she was on here, she just went by Millie Frank. But ladies and gentlemen, I am happy and proud to announce her new name. Accredited name, earned name through hard work, dedication, and she probably showed a little ankle. Let's welcome Dr. That's with a D and a R, Mill Frank, back to the show. How you doing?
That introduction, you know what? I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna bask in all that glory.
Yes.
Yes. As well. So, thank you.
Yeah, doctors ain't just falling off trees now. We gotta, if I can throw my man that came home from jail a barbecue, I can damn sure give you a celebratory graduation appreciation introduction now.
You know what? I appreciate that, and I'm looking forward to that barbecue this summer. So, I'm just put that out there.
Okay.
And you ain't gotta do it like June 1st, but I mean, can I get it before September 30th?
Hey, you probably can get it before then. We both got a friend in common by the name of Chuck with the Chuck Wagon, with some of the greatest grilled wings you done had this face of the earth. You know?
Yeah, I'm on order in already for him.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better get on that Chuck Wagon experience. You can find them on Facebook. The Chuck Wagon. Delicious. Salt free on top of that. For all of y'all worried about, the salt.
Yeah.
But I asked Millie on this one because in a little while you may be hearing from Yellow Daylight Player too. He gonna jump in on this motherfucker too. But I personally asked Millie on this one because of the show Them. THEM. It's a show that came on Amazon Prime. It's a show that pissed me off from episode 1 to episode 10. And I'm going to go ahead and say right now, if you have not seen that series, this is going to be full of spoilers.
Yeah.
So if you're waiting, hey, we just warned you, come back after you watch that show, even though I don't recommend you watch this show.
Watch it. It's black directed, like, it's a black show, like, for real. So that's why I recommend it. Now, if you have your opinion on it, that's on you, but it's our show. I would believe it.
And I'ma just warn y'all now that everything black ain't black. Skin folk ain't kin folk. That's all I'ma say.
Okay.
Let's dive on into it. Come on, Millie. Let's dive on into it.
Okay. I want to know, why are you so against the show? And I will tell you why I'm for it, and then I guess kind of go from there. But like, why are you against it? I want to know that.
Okay, one, I'm against it because they pretty much just bit off like episode 1 and 2 of Lovecraft and decided to make black trauma watchable with this dangling carrot of no matter what they go through, the blacks gonna come out on top. So keep watching, black people, which didn't happen. It was almost like I'm starting to think these type of shows are the new minstrel shows, in the sense of The only people who really probably gonna really love this show and probably buy the DVD when it come out and add it to the collection is racist white people. This was a racist white person's dream show. They was sitting there with the popcorn. They was loving every episode of this bullshit. That's why I didn't like the series.
I definitely understand, and I should have brought a notebook because now I need to keep up with my thoughts because you had talked about this. Okay, so I want to touch on your comment of entertainment and black trauma. Okay, so yeah, I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. Like, I got the book, I got the scripts. Like, I really want to do like a class kind of talking about Lovecraft, but we talk about that later. So I'm a huge Lovecraft. Like, I'm in a Facebook group and we like every episode, and I love it. At first, I kind of was with you on the first couple of episodes being real Lovecraft-ish. However, as I continue on, I'm like, okay, it's not Lovecraft. Now one of the things I would say I did not care for in the show was that I felt like the characters, the mom, her name was Lucky. I felt like she was weak, and I didn't like that because in Lovecraft, and I don't want to compare it to Lovecraft, but in Lovecraft, the women characters were really strong. Like, I felt like they held the show down. And now, she was so weak, she had to find herself. She stumbled upon some stuff, and I guess she had a very traumatic experience that she literally had to get over because no one wanted to help her through that. But it was like, I don't know, I just didn't like how they made that character so weak when she was trying to protect her family. She could have did other things and she didn't. I just feel like they dropped the ball on that. However, I still am on the show because it was just entertaining. It's not one of those shows that I would say, oh my God, like, man, it's 10 out of 10, you gotta watch it. But I would just say watch it because of conversation, or just, hey, it's just support of another black show. Is it on my top 10 list of TV shows of all time? No, but I mean, it's decent to me. It got a lot of stuff that we can talk about. So this idea of entertainment and black trauma, like, what is that? Because in the 90s, we had every film was a black gangster film, but nobody, we talked about that, but it was like, oh, why are we doing this? But people were still like, man, I rock with Men's Society, I rock with Boys in the Hood, I rock with all the movies that came out, and it was cool, So now we're doing this quote-unquote black trauma, but to me, it's like, well, what really is that? Like, I need people to really explain that and break that down. Like, are we just talking, like, what? So what do you mean when you say they just put more black trauma on TV?
Okay.
Are you talking about the rape scene or like what?
Okay, I'll stick with you bringing up 90s shows. 90s shows, yeah, they were full of, a lot of negative images, but it were negative images that you couldn't say you didn't recognize. You know what I'm saying? It was negative images as far as gunplay, gangs, which was heavy in the black community in the 90s. You see what I'm saying? And it always had a silver lining and a message in there to the people that were watching. You know what I'm saying? This type of, to me, black trauma is worse and not even the same, because what you're really showing is something we already know. That was supposed to show us, I should say show and teach us about the unfair housing that was going on after slavery and when you had the big migration from the South to the West and the Midwest and the East. The only thing they told you about redlining in there was like one episode with probably 7 minutes worth of talk. That's it. When the white lady is sitting down with the bankers, that's it. That's it. That's all. They didn't say shit else about the illegal practices that went along with redlining. So there was no education given about that. And we already know that when black families try to, I guess you could say, change the neighborhood, that shit went bad. And they didn't show how the shit went bad. They still made these white folks almost like, well, hey, I don't like they made it so that one white woman was so upset that she rallied the motherfucking neighborhood. No, we know that's not how it went. We know it wasn't just one family that was just so upset. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of glossed over that and made this black family have all this, let's just say it, inner demons that they dealt with. But they decided, while dealing with these inner demons, and the mother dealing with what she went through with the child being killed, you know what's good for us? We gonna integrate a white neighborhood in California. Come the fuck on.
No. Okay, so pause. Because I don't think, so I agree to a certain extent. I don't think the movie, so with the redlining, I don't think it was more so to educate us. Because like you said, yeah, we already know what redlining is. We knew that when the huge black migration happened, these black folks was getting this property somehow, some way. We just may not have known everything like they kind of explained. And I give them, they did a really good job in that dialogue. I feel like that was a really good saying, did a really good job with that and breaking down how, like, we would never, like, oh my God, those practices, we would never overcome those because those would take decades and we're probably still trying to overcome a lot of the redlining even to this day. So that was good, but again, as an overall series, was it really meant to educate us on redlining? You want to know about redlining? Watch The Banker. You know, I think I haven't watched that yet. And I need to watch it. Very
good movie. But I got issues with that too. But go ahead.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. Let me watch that. But I don't think the whole point was to educate us on that. I think it was just again a casualty in when you're talking about the time, the things that were going on during that time period. So when the family moved to Compton, again, I think the dad in his mind was trying, he did what he knew how to help his wife, okay, instead of keeping you in the same situation where this traumatic event happened. Because let's keep it real, would you be able to live in that house? I know I would.
But listen to what you just said. He felt it better to take his wife that was dealing with these demons to this situation and then leave her in the home while he take his ass to work. I was so upset with this husband. And first off, let me give credit where credit is due. The acting, oh my God, out of this world. That family, damn near every role in there was played to perfection, and that also pissed me off because it's like you wasted gifted actors on this series.
But I love that little girl. That little girl is just this little thing. I want to adopt her so bad, but she got a really good family already. So I mean, that would be like kidnapping. So, but I do feel what you said. Like I agree with that. I agree. I just think again that's for the entertainment value. Let's not dig too deep into that, but it does play a part. Now I was pissed at him too for not really fighting for his family as much as he should, but he was naive in believing that this will just blow over. It ain't nothing. You got a whole group of people outside blasting music and won't you like they was trying to purposely drive her crazy, and he knew that. But yet, like you say, he went to work every single day. But on the other hand, he dealt with his mess at work too.
So can he be naive? Can he be naive? I was just going to bring that up. I can't give him the credit of being naive.
I think it was a little naiveness, but then come on, like okay, let's take a step back and think about the times.
Those racist, horrible times. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, and it was about sticking together, but like maybe that's all he knew at that time. Like I don't really know how to talk to her and get her through this other than I'm gonna take you out of this situation because this is where the trauma started. So maybe if I remove you, put this in this better house, better neighborhood, you know, it should be, again, the grass should be greener on the other side.
But remember, when they were, because they didn't really give us too much detail on how this decision was made, but it was brought up. No. I'm saying decision being made to live there because it was brought up. What about Watts? At that time, Watts was not the bad thing.
Watts was real good. It
right.
had a lot of black people.
Right, and he saw it like a trap. Right, but he just saw it as it's too many black people. You get what I'm saying? So I can't give him the naive. I can't give him naivete. I can't.
I think he wanted to do something bigger. So it's not like, and I'm not for or against it because like I'm not, well, when I say for or against, I'm not disagreeing with you because I do kind of like, okay, of all the places, like, come on now, you going clear cross country, you got family in Watts.
Yes.
That you live with. Why would you live near them? And then especially in, like, I don't know if I would have personally wanted to be the first integrator. Like, is it really that serious, or do I really want to live with my people? And I think during those times, people were really like, I really want to be the first, or, you know, live with white people, and it can't be that bad, and let's look at the bigger picture instead of just moving to another black neighborhood. And I think that's how he thought it, which was why he took the job he did, and which was why he played out the way it did, because that was his struggle. Again, living with the white folks, being with the white folks, you know, where is your back?
See, I don't look at it that way. I look at it like because of the job and the position he was getting, he somehow felt like he was on a white level. And the reason why I say that is this. We saw when they got to the house in bold print on that damn contract, no one of Negro blood can own property.
Yes.
And the wife pointed it out to him, and he already knew this because his reply was, "Oh yeah," and she was like, "Yeah, that's the technicality." No, it wasn't crossed out. She just said changes are coming. So he knew all this, and he still made the move that way. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying I can't give him being naive because he wasn't lied to. That man was not lied to.
He was not. So let me change it. I don't think it was naive. It's just wanting to be a change innovator. And sometimes when you want to take on that role, you take on more than you can handle. Because for him to want to be that change innovator, to one of the first few families to live in an all-white neighborhood and change the narrative, it cost him a lot, and you have to look at that. And I think back then, people were just looking at, well, I'm trying to, again, looking at the bigger picture, you know, where black people and white people can live in the same neighborhood, and at some point in time, that'd be a problem.
But how can he look at something that he never seen though?
True, but that's what I'm saying. He was trying to make the change, and that's what I think he looked at it like again. But that was his demon. His demon was the Sambo, not Sambo. What's the character's name?
I just called him Blackface.
Yes, the Blackface guy, and we all know what Blackface represents. Blackface represents white people dressing in being black, but the caricature of black, and that's what he thought he was, this caricature of blackness. So by moving into this white neighborhood, I'm dismantling that stereotype, and I am better than that caricature, and I'm somewhat of a higher level when you have a lot of demons and issues that you gotta get through in order to be your best self. And instead of looking at it like that, he's looking at it on a different level, and you can't. He couldn't. And it cost him. Again, what was the cost?
And he was selfish. Let's just be real.
He was not supportive, and I did not like how he didn't support his wife in that situation. But I think at the end, it showed that he blamed himself, which he had very well reason to, because I'm like, you're the reason why they came up in the first place. But I felt like she should have had a shotgun anyway, because y'all living in a back country wood, y'all the only house back there, and you ain't got no shotgun. Like, come on, man.
I mean, yeah. Oh, you talking about before they moved to East Compton?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah. And
like, nobody else would have been able to come up in my house. Yeah, I got blown away. Oh, girl. And as soon as I seen them, no, absolutely not. Pow. It's a wrap.
And the other part of it that I said again was the celebration of black trauma to white folks is, I'm sorry, but I can't. I mean, I know everything happens. There's always one for every 1 million. But I really can't see a father of 2 girls putting every female that he loves and cares for in the line of fire the way he did. You know what I'm saying? He had no support. None whatsoever. He didn't have a cool white friend that said, my neighborhood is nice. He didn't have a cool co-worker that said, hey, I'll come by and hang out with you and maybe smooth things over. He didn't have a cool connection, period, in this neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
In the neighborhood, no, but I thought he was trying to make a cool connection with the other guy at the job, because the white guy was like, hey, just keep your head down and be cool. I'll show you how to coach through this.
Yeah, but that's at work. I'm talking about at home. When you leaving your wife for the rest of the day, when your daughter got to go to the school, like, you basically told your daughter you finna integrate this school. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both his little girls, basically. Like, that to me didn't make any damn sense. I'm sorry, I can't see that decision being made like that, because he wasn't, the way they broke him down, because they really didn't get full into a lot of their background. But from what I gathered, he was ex-military who went through some traumatic with that, you know what I'm saying, with that mustard gas. But he was smart and college educated. You know what I'm saying? But now you want me to believe that he was so dumb that he didn't think all this stuff through? That does not add up to the character or make sense to me. You know your girl's gonna be the only black girls in these schools.
And see, that's where I feel like the naiveness comes in, because I feel like he may feel like if I was able to get through it, you know, my family is smart, they're strong. You know, again, we got this black woman stereotype that all women are strong. We can master anything. We can get through it all. You know, if we stick together, we can get through it all. And I think, but that's why I'm saying it goes back to my original point that, again, at what cost are you going to be the first to integrate anything? You know, yeah, you're the first family, but again, it's a family, which means there are more thoughts, there are more lives to consider, and at what cost are you willing to integrate? You know, and I feel like, I agree, he didn't think that through it all.
But you said we look at black women as being strong. I don't think we saw them the same way back then, though.
No, I think back then it was, which was why he made that decision. We're strong, we can get through this. You know, don't let these white people scare us, we can get through this. And I think that was his mantra, because in his mind, he did it. That's how, I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes y'all men get like that. If I can think like this, if I can get through it, come on, now you woman, you can do it too.
No, but that only comes up after you've explained yourself. He didn't explain himself. That's why he hid the fact about that contract saying no Negro blood, etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? He hid that fact.
But he didn't have the fact that the kids was going to be going to an all-white school. They knew that.
No, I'm not saying he didn't have it, but it was basically like, well, you got to go to school. You get what I'm saying? And even when they started out having issues, he still was, basically, until he started going through shit, is when he said, we need to leave. And that was only after he started committing crimes. So it wasn't like he said we need to leave because I'm protecting y'all. He's saying we need to leave so I don't go to jail. You get what I'm saying? Again, selfish. Seriously.
But he didn't even leave because that was the end of the movie, and he shot the man, and they still didn't leave.
Well, I mean, decided now's the time to go.
But they, I remember.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, that was after he did all his shit. You see what I'm saying? After he did all his shit, he said, hey, we need to get up out of here. You see what I'm saying? Not because they hung all them little black dowels all over the house and burnt nigga in the grass. Not because the very first day they was there, they had to sit out in front of their house in the streets playing all kind of racist songs and music. No.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. See what I'm saying? Not because they came to your house and basically confronted you not once but twice. Second time being when he was on top of the roof installing his new antenna for the TV. No. That ain't when we gotta leave. It's only when I start doing some dirt I feel it's time to go. Selfish. And I just can't. You're not finna keep convincing me that this black man was that fucking selfish and that fucking naive, yet so smart and brave at the same fucking time. This shit don't mix. It don't mix.
I think that's his character flaw, but I just hate. So okay. So although I am for the series, there was some things that, like you say, it didn't mix real to me. It didn't mix how, and I guess as a parent, we go through so much, and we're already dealing with a lot. But neither one of the parents, I felt like, addressed the struggles that their kids were going through in school. Like, nobody wanted to talk to them about it. Nobody wanted to ask them. Like, it was barely a topic of discussion.
Well, but did it come up though? Like, if you think back on that series, the kids really didn't bring up their traumas in school.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Your whole daughter dealing with a whole identity crisis. She wants to be white and wants somebody to talk to, and needed somebody to talk to, but nobody asked them, "Hey, how are you doing in school?"
Well, they did, but it was basic questions. It was just, "How was your day? How was school?" You know.
No, but it got glossed over because the daddy and the mama was fighting at the dinner scene. Other than that, they didn't ask that girl.
No, but I'm saying if it were to be asked, I'm pretty sure that's how it would be. How was school? You know what I'm saying? Because she was hiding her shit too. It wasn't until she came home in white paint that they was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, but they didn't even ask the girl. That's what I'm saying though. Like, your daughter is the only black at an all-white school. You don't think she's struggling? Just again, so if the daddy can't be naive, the daddy and the mama can't either. Because if y'all going through that much at home, what you think your daughter's going through at school?
But in defense of the mother, you can kind of see why she didn't ask those questions. Their relationship, the mother and the older daughter, was rocky. You know, the older daughter looking at her like, "Bitch, is you crazy?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So it was kind of rocky. And two, the mama was still dealing with so much BS. You see what I'm saying? So again, I'm not trying to give her the total complete pass, but I'm just saying I can get why she wouldn't be so much in, because she was all the way in with the young girl. You know what I'm saying? Because the young girl wasn't giving her that kind of pushback like the older daughter was.
She wasn't, but she was somewhat. Like, I mean, she was young. You know, little kids always still around her, even still. Like, they don't know no better. But she was still sometimes kind of giving mom the pushback, like, "Okay, mama, you kind of crazy." Like, I don't like, they showed the youngest and the oldest daughter talking, and she was like, "I don't want to be like mom." They was like, "Yeah, I don't want to be like mom either."
But I'm saying mom was, you know, involved more with the younger girl, because the younger girl still wasn't. But she still even when she went to school. Remember, you know what I'm saying? She would ask her about school. She went up to the school. You know what I'm saying? So she had an idea to keep more eye and tabs on her. And remember, the younger girl was the one kind of fascinated and introducing her to that basement life. You know what I'm saying? So the oldest was more not really speaking. You know what I'm saying?
It's still, I don't know. I get it. I do hear what you're saying. I get it. But I don't know. Like, again, I'm for the show. But it did have a lot of some character flaws and holes in it. And I get that. But I also think, like, is that just for entertainment as to why everything, you know, like how you just said, I'm not saying you to be so smart and naive. Again, that's entertainment, so let's not get too deep into it, because then, like, nothing would make sense.
Yeah, but who was it entertaining though?
And that's another question.
Hold on. Go ahead.
A lot of people kept saying that, like, that was not the show for black people, even though it was written for black people. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. I do think, I mean, can it tell our story? I don't think that's our story. I just think it's a show that black people made. You know, I don't know if it's for us, because like the white people did have a happy life either. Like, that woman got killed. Something nasty.
Yeah, but that was
she deserved it.
Right, but that was just one though. I'm just saying. I mean, think about it, and that's why I don't like it being called a black show. So we need to support it, because black people do a lot of shit to exploit us, to try to get paid off of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She got done in wrong, but she was also the main villain, and she didn't get done in wrong by the black folk.
No, and that was the irony of it. Like, you so gung-ho on trying to rid your neighborhood of bad people when the bad people look like you, and I think that was the point. You know, like, she said about the mold. You know, mold grows in your house. That's your house. You're festering that. And instead of looking, again, you're trying to rid the neighborhood of the bad people, but the bad people are you.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
That's what happened. And that's what we constantly see. And I think that's one of the things of the show. Like, again, it's not about what's outside, but looking more inside, especially on the white things, with the white population of the show. But because nothing good happened to any of them. You know, the other lady's husband, you know, cussed her out, and then he got beat up and almost killed. And the other guy, they let him run off, but then he gets shot. One guy.
Which one?
The first, it was the two guys that kidnapped the daughter.
Okay, yeah.
One of them got beat real bad, but the other one, it was two of them. What happened to the other guy?
Well, the other one got into it with the missing housewife's husband, and he got shot, but he also got punched or whatever by the dude again, you know.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, like the white people didn't have no joy at all. The only person that made out was the white lady that sold them the house that she got commission.
Right. But I don't know about that, because at the end of the day, with him being ready to go, because like I said, he committed those crimes, feeling he got pushed to the limit, they did get them to leave.
They didn't leave yet, because at the end of the episode 10, remember, they're standing out in front of the house. They haven't quote unquote left yet.
No, I'm not saying leave on their own. I'm saying, but they got them out. It seems like they're going to be out of the neighborhood. Is what I'm saying. Either by death or by choice, they're not going to be in that neighborhood no more.
It's assumed. I think it's still room for them to stay there, just to be devil's advocate and to have another season full of some more BS.
Come on, you got me stuttering, man. Why the fuck would they stay? See what I'm saying? Again, if they stay, that to me again is showing more of the new blaxploitation. Why are you staying?
But then if they leave, what are we following them for?
I'm trying to figure out why the shit was made in the first place. Forget following them. That show does not need a season 2. What does it need a season 2 for? What?
It has to be a season 2.
That's terrible. What, they gonna lie to us and say white folks came to their aid and helped them? Come on now, I don't want to see that bullshit. They gonna say this black guy finna get away with killing a cop. I don't want to see that bullshit. Come on now, I don't want to see that bullshit. The mother finna get away from escaping a damn right after killing what it seems to be killing the head doctor in charge and then freeing people. Come on, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, because that's a lie. That's the biggest lie. Come on, I don't want to see that. We know.
They're gonna go to the hood and then they're gonna get vindicated and everything's gonna be alright.
See how you laughing? See how that's making you chuckle? You know why you chuckling? Because you know that shit ain't gonna happen. You know that ain't gonna happen.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what would be season 2? And I think there is a season 2. Well, I don't know if it got picked up for season 2, because I don't think it was a one and done.
With white America with white America being the way they are, I'm pretty sure season 2 will be there because they want to see more nigga trauma. They need that good. See. My fear is this: that black trauma is going to be the new slavery movies. They can't.
What is black trauma?
Seeing us go through shit where it's like there is no out, there is no bright, you know what I'm saying? There is no, you know what I'm saying, silver lining. There is no happy ending. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing us suffer.
Because the white people died.
2 out of 50 racist people dying in your neighborhood is not enough. The neighborhood was standing out there ready to whip that ass. Come on now. They was sitting there, they was ready. No, I don't want to see that. Like, it was no different than that one little cut scene they went to with the Amish. And you seen how they did that black couple?
Oh, that pissed me off. That really did. I was mad at that. Ooh, I was mad at that.
Right, but what's the difference? What's the difference? You had your little moment with the black people cussing him out and telling him what's what and, getting his few little licks in. But what ended up happening?
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not, because I feel you. And I completely agree with you. And this is rare, Steve. Like, this is rare. Like, I agree with your sentiment because, again...
You ain't got to say it like that. You ain't got to say it like that.
But on movies, we rarely, like, it's rare that I find people that I agree with. So, I agree with you. But, like, again, I'm for the movie for different reasons. I do feel the sentiment. The black trauma thing, I get it. But I get it. I completely understand it. I don't know. I don't know. But, I like, it was interesting because Lovecraft had some black trauma too.
Oh yeah, it did.
That it was a great series, So again, black trauma can be done well. We see it in Lovecraft, and it can be done not so well as in them. But it's just important that you like one or the other, and you just get the moving. I mean, is this gonna change my life? Is this movie changing laws? No.
But it's not about that. I'm just saying, I don't want this to be the new norm of entertainment because that's what it's starting to seem like. Shows like this, like, everybody be shitting on the Love and Hip Hops and Basketball Wives, but remember, those shows all started with one. It was one show. And that shit, right? No, it wasn't even Flavor of Love. It was Basketball Wives.
No, Flavor of Love came way before Basketball Wives.
No, I'm saying that genre. As far as Flavor of Love and Basketball Wives is different because Flavor of Love was more of like a game show type thing.
Yeah, but it had that essence of black women fighting and pitting against each other.
No,
and Mona just kind of carried the mantle and went all the way left with it. But it had the same essence.
But that's just one essence of the show, black women fighting. I mean, you can go and find other shows where black women was fighting, a little, I don't want to say against each other, but kind of sassy towards one another. You know what I'm saying? But after Basketball Wives, you had hockey wives, baseball wives, football wives, Love and Hip Hop in every city. You get what I'm saying? But it only took that one. And if this show becomes that one, you finna have a lot of bullshit out here. What's that? What's clicking? You finna have a lot of bullshit out here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yes. And this is where I feel like entertainment lacks originality. They take one thing and keep going. So the history is, them was actually supposed to come out before Lovecraft. It just so happened that Lovecraft, HBO picked it up and HBO was able to put it out first. So that's
hold on, Yella, are you in here?
Yeah.
Whatever you doing, chopping vegetables or striking matches with sticks and twigs, man. You alright?
Good now.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't making your own fireworks over there. It's like, now go ahead, Bill.
No, I said so. Them was supposed to have came out first.
Mm-hmm.
We was actually supposed to see that first. It just took, I think, with COVID, everything like they scheduling got pushed back or whatever happened due to COVID. We wasn't able to see them first, and Lovecraft get pushed out first, and the response was huge, and people loved it. But I'm wondering if them came out first. And if that was, again, the mantra, the kind of leading show to this black trauma, quote unquote, would Lovecraft get the fanfare that he got? He talking about Lovecraft being another black trauma.
No, what would have happened was them would have made people say, I'm not even finna give Lovecraft the chance that it got because of them. Because them was so fucking far that as soon as you started Lovecraft, you'd have been like, oh hell no, I'm not finna do this shit again. Seriously, that's my opinion. You'd be like, nah, I'm not finna go through this again. Y'all not finna get me again with this. That's probably why it got pushed back. Because they probably even knew, hey, this some bullshit with everything going on too. This some bullshit, so let's wait. Just like that, I don't know if y'all remember, and I don't remember the name, but I think it was called Booth or Phone Booth. It was a movie with
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, Colin Farrell. And remember that got pushed back. Yeah, Phone Booth.
Sniper.
Yep. Right. Right. They pushed that shit back. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good ass movie, but I understood. You know, like, hey, if y'all would have brought that shit out during that time, y'all would have got massacred. You know what I'm saying? So I understood, and I think that's probably why them didn't come out. You know what I'm saying? Cause think about it, and be honest, Dr. Millie, be honest. If you would have saw, cause Lovecraft is what, like almost 2 years old now.
No, it came out in 2020.
Was it 2020?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you would have seen them in 2020, and then turn around this year and saw Lovecraft, do you think you would have been like as eager to watch it? Cause I know I wouldn't have been.
Just because.
No, not would have watched it. Would have been eager to watch it.
No, I would have, because I was eager to watch them. Okay, so the only reason why I was eager to watch Lovecraft was due to number one, it wasn't known. I think I stumbled upon it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love Watchmen. Watchmen was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I hated that was the one and done. So when that went off, you know, HBO was notorious. Next, it was coming down the pipeline, and I think they started showing commercials for it, and I was like, oh, okay, this may be kind of dope that we watch this, because I ain't got no Sunday show. And I think that's how I stumbled upon Lovecraft. So it's not like I knew, like with them, I knew. Now, I heard about it, and he was talking about, people kept comparing it to Lovecraft, but it ain't Lovecraft, it's something else, so don't go in with that expectation, because it ain't Lovecraft, and people was really slamming it. And I was like, okay, well, let me give it a try. So I was eager to see if it lived up to the bad hype. I think in some ways it did, and then in some ways, like, it wasn't that bad. Again, it was the greatest, like, but I'd be like, man, look, the audience, Stezo Radio, like, please check out Stezo. It's one of the best shows out. I would not say that.
You bet not. Shit.
Like you say, the acting for that little girl, both. It was really like there are some really great actors. However, there are a lot of plot holes, and you know, a lot of things, like Stezo said, don't make sense. But it's still an interesting series to watch to me.
Interesting, but is it entertaining?
It depends on what you feel like entertaining is.
I'm asking you, was it entertaining to you?
I binge watched the whole thing in one day, so.
I mean, I binge watched in 2 days just because I felt like I didn't have no choice. It came this freaking far. I didn't watch 2-3 episodes. It's like reading a bad book. You know it's gonna be shitty, but you like, shit, I might as well finish this motherfucker.
well, now that y'all got all y'all things out the way, I checked out after episode 2.
I understand.
So I've heard, like I said, I want to kind of sit back and let the people who actually finish the series kind of, start it off. But then I gotta interject on a couple things. One, the first problem I'm having is the entire idea behind why this show was even made. Like, we need to stop just making shows. Shows need to start having a purpose. Because it seemed like it wanted to have a purpose.
Yeah, it did.
It seemed like it wanted to have a purpose, but the purpose that the thing that it did was bad.
Yes.
Just call it what it is. Now, my mom, who is about to turn 71 this year, lives through that.
Yeah.
Alright? I watched the first 2 episodes with her. She wanted to continue on. She was given a chance. She clocked out at episode 4.
Why did she say she clocked out?
Here's why this is very interesting. Very interesting understanding. She said she lived through that shit. And she said that it really seemed like the only intention of this show was to piss people off.
Yes.
Create outrage. Unnecessary, forced, disingenuous outrage.
I agree.
It's basically the practice of 2021. We gon' just throw some shit out there to upset everybody. Cause guess what? When nobody complaining about the motherfucking housing situation in Compton in the mid-60s. That wasn't a topic of conversation. That wasn't a current situation. The reason Lovecraft, from what I've seen, and I haven't seen Lovecraft either, but the visuals of Lovecraft seem to be a little more current. What time is that set?
No, it's at the 50s.
Okay. So like that's what I said.
They in the same time period.
So they're in the same time. Okay, so that's why it's okay. So that's why the comparison is
just different parts of the world.
So honestly, I don't know why there would be such a law for a show that's set in that same time period, kind of with the same idea and that same mentality. It doesn't seem like it was meant to piss nobody off. Apparently, nobody's had their complaint about it.
Well, Lovecraft had what I would call, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong for saying this, Millie, because you saw it, and I'm not trying to disrespect the characters from them and compared to Lovecraft, but Lovecraft had what we would probably consider more dominant alpha characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was my point. Yeah. So Lovecraft, you have more stronger characters.
Yeah.
The characters, the women, and the men of Lovecraft strong. And I felt like even though they both had their struggle, as they were going through their each individual thing, their characters were stronger. They were more confident in themselves.
Yeah.
Even though both characters had to find themselves, but it was just the way their confidence exuded, where you saw like, okay, man, that's a strong woman. Man, I kind of, how they always say, women that want to be her, or women want to look up to her. However, in them, I feel like you really felt sorry for the mom, for the women characters in them. There was only 3 of them. Well, 3 black women characters. The other women were white and no one wanted to be them. You hated them. So, for the black characters, it was almost as if, to me, you couldn't help, the only feeling you could feel was you felt sorry for them. And I asked that in one of my groups the question I posed was, well, the Lovecraft was stronger. I just hated that. And them, the women they're not as strong. They're weak, they're kind of dependent, and they don't find their stride until like in episode 10. And by then, it's like in the next to last frame. And so one of the comments was, well, women back then weren't as strong. Everybody wasn't as strong back then. And I'm like, I get that, but still, like, come on, like this. The mom in them has so much potential to really stick it to the white folks and really kind of overcome certain things. Now, her own whole trauma, because episode 5, y'all didn't even need that. Like, y'all didn't have to give us that. That was traumatic, and that's why I won't watch the series over again, because like that episode.
But that's why I said earlier, Millie, I can't give the husband the whole he was banking on her being strong and having all this strength, because that wasn't the way it was back then. That's why I said he was just fucking selfish.
And then to assume that the women of the black women of the 1950s and 1960s were strong enough to protect their families, that's just ridiculous.
And it's not fair. Let's be honest, that's not fair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When she has a capable man there, that's not fair to put all that on her.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that all the responsibility is on her. I just hate how they made her character. I didn't like that, and I feel like they could have made her character a lot stronger. They could have made her demons the trauma of losing a baby like that. Her demon could have been a miscarriage. Her demon could have been something else that she had to deal with. But like that trauma was like, whoa, now don't get me wrong, my brain can think of some crazy, weird stuff. But for me, I was like, man, I think that God had crossed over that line, because that was harsh.
But but if you don't do bullshit like that, you don't give racist white folks the pleasure of seeing it. See what I'm saying? Like you said, why her the pleasure of racist white folks? Because why the fuck did her shit have to be that fucking hard? Because remember, to give her character credit, she was the first one to run and get that pistol. Who took it out of her hand? Her husband. Every time she's ready to let the motherfuckers have it, he was the one stopping her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like her voice was not heard, and that's another thing I didn't like. Her voice was not heard until the end. Until he got in his shit. That's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, you was right. Nigga, man, I was mad at the husband character the fucking whole series.
But isn't that a reflection? He was a bitch in the first 2 episodes.
Man, wasn't he? The first 5. He was a bitch the whole 9.5.
Hold on. I'll tell you, I watched 2 episodes, right? I'm gonna tell you how he was a bitch through the first 2 episodes. That's what really made me check out. Okay, let me tell you why. One, you knew that fucking community was fucked up.
Thank you.
You knew that.
Thank you.
You knew that, dog. And you had ample means, because if you moved to and first of all, that's the only takeaway I take from this, is that apparently I didn't know Compton was that nice before they fucked it all up by doing whatever they did to it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't realized that. I kind of thought it was one of them, like, that's where black folks always stay. Like, it was nice because of black folks. I didn't know, like, it was predominantly white like that.
Again, because you didn't learn shit from this fucking series. See, that's my point. Go ahead.
That's literally all I got. But, dude, we talking about a black man in the early 60s with ample means. Like, means to go live in a predominantly or mostly an all-white community.
Thank you.
Dude, you could have took your family anywhere. Los Angeles, like in the city of Los Angeles, you could have took them there, because that was a very accepting part of California, in like Southern California. Los Angeles has always been like melting pot. You can come here and just be kind of accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, he had family in Watts. That was probably some old or something I missed, because like I said, wasn't too far in it, but you had family where your people was. He took his family selfishly into a situation where he knew they was gonna struggle. You do not, as a man, consciously put your family in a situation where they are going to be attacked. That shit ain't about building character, nigga. That's about you trying to that was about him. That way ain't nothing to do with his family.
But I think, I am not disagreeing with y'all. I'm playing devil's advocate, and I'm just throwing out some points. I think, again, I agree, because I agree they shouldn't have went there. Like, I don't know if I was, like, if I would have supported my husband, like, I'd be like, hold on, because when did she just got the gun when they moved to the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like, I After that pump,
Right.
I had it in the lineup. However, for entertainment's sake, I feel, is this a reflection of society today? And I feel like that's the message. It's not about learning something, but again, looking at the themes, is that a reflection of society today? Where women's voice isn't heard, women's trauma isn't addressed, kids' trauma isn't addressed.
No, I'm gonna just say no. It's not. That is not a reflection, because the route they took, if that was their message, the route they took was fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be. I don't want to say honest, but let me be Stezo petty. Let that be a neighborhood full of pedophiles. Ain't no fucking way we'll be sitting here having this argument about should they move over there, or was it a bad decision. You get what I'm saying? He moved his family into the most of hostile environments and said everything will be okay. Come on, man. She ain't like as a woman, she ain't got to be heard to know that's a dumbass move.
But I think in the beginning, again, they didn't. So he knew it was hostile when they signed the papers. I think every moment up until that point, it was like maybe a 50-50 toss up. It could be bad, it could be really good. We can get through this. But when they started a contract and that clause that said no person of black blood should ever inherit, live, step foot in the clause was, that's when they like, that's when the music started playing. And that's when every moment after that took a downhill turn. Now, I think it was at that point of it when the decision needed to be made. Do we proceed or do we go back? But then where are we going back to?
That's something you gotta figure out. But you just don't not figure it out.
You might can't go back. And you probably shouldn't go forward. But there's a direction called sideways. And you just move to the side.
Hell yeah. If a motherfucker
do something other than keep going.
If you went outside and your tire was flat, what you just gonna, oh shit, I can't drive this car.
No.
But you're not gonna leave it there. You're gonna call, you're gonna figure some shit out. You gotta get home. You gotta get home.
And you asked the question, but you said, I'm sorry. And I heard too, also congratulations, we haven't done this since. Congratulations, Doc.
Thanks.
Yeah, congratulations. You did ask a question though, and you said, is this show reflective of today's society?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say yes, but I want to say yes for completely different reasons, right? One, it's not about the content of the show that's reflective. It's the idea of the show that's reflective. For two reasons. One, this show was only set forward to create outrage. Unfortunately, for our people, we deal with so much nowadays. We deal with so much actual shit that it blows my mind how we tend to create false outrage. We will still just unnecessarily blame white people for shit that we know we was in control of. We'll be mad at this.
No. We is not finna go down this road. We coming up on time, so you got another 15 seconds.
Now the second reason I say is because of the first thing Millie says. Black show blame my black people. We need to stop just assuming that because black people made it, it's gonna be good.
I know, I completely agree. We got a whole other topic on that. That's a whole other show.
Well, you know what? I say we pick it up on the next one, because I was finna say we can go ahead and do a part 2 to this. So let's go ahead, because we are coming up on time on that hour. Let's go ahead. For y'all listening, look out for part 2. I guess we gotta name the episode. Episode will be called Fuck Them. No, Fuck Them. Right. So, episode 1 is Fuck Them Part 1. And be on the lookout for episode 2, which will be entitled Fuck Them 2. And on that note, we out.